Imagine spending weeks in a steel tube 300 feet below the surface, surrounded by defying silence of the deep, or you were surrounded by the thunder of the depth charges from above. This was life aboard a World War II submarine, where for even the brave and the strong-minded found tension and struggle. To understand how life was on a submarine during the Second World War, we must understand what type of submarines there were during the time. A World War II submarine like the American Gatto class or the German Type 7 U-boat wasn't spacious by any means. It was a steel vessel crammed with machinery, weapons, and men. Gatto class subs were roughly 311 feet long and 27 feet wide. That's about the size of a football field, floated in half and packed with 70 crew members. Every square inch was used. Torpedoes were stacked in the hallways. The gallery was barely larger than a broom closet, and even the control room had men shoulder to shoulder. There were no windows, no fresh air. Once submerged, the crew depended on carbon scrubbers to clean the air and battery power to stay alive, all while hiding from the enemy. Time on board was divided into shifts. These shifts were called watches. Most submariners worked in a cycle, 6 hours on duty and 12 hours off, repeated around the clock. But time was relative. Without daylight, crew members relied on red-lit clocks and announcements over the PA system to know when to wake, eat, or stand watch. It wasn't unusual to lose track of the days entirely. Now when it came to jobs, the jobs varied. Some monitored sonar, straining to hear the hum of an enemy propeller, while others maintained the engine, checked pressure gauges, and kept weapon systems ready. Every role was vital. Another thing is privacy, which didn't exist aboard life on a submarine. With only about 35 bunks and over 70 men, most had to hot bunk, which means sharing a bed with someone of the opposite shift. Bunks were wedged between torpedoes, pipes, and machinery. Sailors learned to sleep through noise, the thrum of the diesel engines, the clang of the valves, and even alarms. But unfortunately, you might wake up to someone's feet just inches from your face. And who knows if they've even been washed or not. Each crew member had one small locker, barely enough room for a toothbrush, a few changes of clothes, and a letter from home. But with the previously mentioned bad sides, there was actually some good sides. One unexpected truth is that submariners ate well, at least at the beginning. Fresh food was packed in every available space, under floorboards and even in the shower. The first week meant steak, eggs, and real butter. But as patrol went on, things got worse. Powdered milk, spam, and hardtack replaced fresh meals. But despite this, a good cook could work miracles with canned peaches and imagination. Morale was crucial. Humor, card games, and the occasional music helped break the monotony. Some subs had projectors and could screen movies, a rare treat that made a huge difference. Combat was silent and sudden. Submarines approached targets slowly, engines off, and they were relying on their stealth. Then, in a burst of action, torpedoes launched and the chase was on. If the enemy spotted them, escort ships would drop depth charges. These were underwater explosives set to detonate at a specific depth. The shockwaves could rupture hulls and cause internal injuries, even without a direct hit. Imagine the lights going out, pipes bursting, men bracing against steel walls. You couldn't fight back. All you could do is hide, run silent, and pray the enemy didn't hear you. Despite all the dangers that came with being a submariner, submariners formed some of the closest bonds in the military. Trust was everything. You relied on the man next to you, not just for your life, but for your sanity. These men lived in darkness, silence, and danger, all for the chance to strike where others couldn't. They were less than 2% of the Navy, yet their actions helped win the war. During the war, US submarines sank over 1,300 enemy vessels, but this came at a terrible cost. 1 in 5 submariners never came home. Life aboard a World War II submarine was more than difficult. It was deadly, but it was a story of ingenuity, endurance, and unparalleled courage beneath the waves. Thank you for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe and turn on notifications, as I'll be making more videos just like this one. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.